Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to Building a $1 Million Business. As always, I'm your host and guide in this, Patrick Hart. So welcome back, game changers. Welcome back, go getters. Let's make sure we get Instagram connected. Come on, Instagram. Come on, let's give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Boom, there we go. We're back, better than ever, greater than ever, more blessed than ever. Welcome back, game changers. Welcome back, go-getters. Welcome back, hustlers. Welcome back, mid-level professionals. Welcome back, entrepreneurs. Welcome back, small business owners. Welcome back, corporate executives. Welcome back. What are we doing? We're building a $1 million business. The goal is to show you and myself how to build a $1 million business and do it in 12 months. Now, would you believe me if I told you it's possible? Well, that's exactly what we're doing. Each and every day, we're going behind the scenes, basically show you how the sausage is made. We talk about the collaborations. We talk about the setup. We talk about the automations. We talk about the back-end systems. We talk about everything that you need, that I need to build and maintain a $1 million business here in 2026. So today's going to be episode 89. We kicked this thing off January the 11th, 2026. Here it is, May the 14th. So we're 90 plus days into this build, right? So thank y'all for rocking with your boy. I appreciate y'all. In fact, let me give you a round of applause for rocking with me. Where's my freaking button at? Come on now, give it to me, Pat. There we go. So welcome back. Episode 89. Listen, if this is your first time here, thank you for joining. If you're a returning viewer, you know what I say. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me. You guys have been giving me tons of love, tons of energy behind the scene, and I appreciate that because it's one thing trying to do something by yourself as a solopreneur, but when you got the love and respect of other people that's rocking with you, that's giving you some insight, that's motivating you, that's helping you with resources and everything, that's helping you get to the next level, that's the game changer right there. So today, what are we talking about today? Come on, let me get my drum roll. Drum roll, please. Boom, episode 89, family, 89. 89 is I can feel myself changing. That's the title of today. I can feel myself changing. We got LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as well as TikTok. The whole family's in one place like we always are. I'm going to open up the chat boxes right now. So the chat boxes is going to be open through this whole series right here. I'm going to try to get you out of here in about 20 minutes or less. So we're going to hit the high points. Give you a little bit of insight, get you out of here, get you on your way. Just remember that when the chat box is open, listen, if there's something you agree with, show me some love and insight. If there's something you disagree with, you want to challenge it, show me some love on the inside. If there's things that's impacting your $1 million bill or it's preventing you from getting into the rooms that you know you want to be in, hey, drop it in the chat box or slide in my DMs later. If it's something of value that a lot of like-minded individuals like you, we struggle with, then I write a whole live around it, right? And then we'll just, and if you're not camera shy, we can co-host a whole live together, or I just write the whole live and then I get you credit for the topic that we're talking about that particular day. So Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. I already see Instagram. I see you, RUZ. I see you, Alton. I see you showing up as well. I see you, Mila. We got Cherie. We got Kingdom. We got Real Man. We got G. The whole family's here. So episode 89. Let's get into it without delay. Man, I can feel myself changing, family, like real talk. So let me be honest with you. And if y'all notice, man, I changed my camera. Like my camera, I got a closer camera right here too, right? So I kind of like the setup right here. We'll play around there. We'll see what it works. Let me be honest with you for a second, though. Like man, real talk, I can feel myself changing through this process, right? Not just the business, but I'm talking about me personally. I can feel the change coming. Like the way that I think, the way that I'm starting to move now, the way I'm starting to make decisions, the way I'm starting to respond to pressure that comes my way, like everything is changing. Something is different now, and I can feel it. You know, I really can't. Have you ever looked up one day and realized you're not reacting the same way that you used to react anymore? Is it just me? Maybe it's just me. You ever been that, like you hit a growth moment and then you're like, dude, you remember back in the day when I used to react this type of way to that particular thing? That's not me anymore. Like I feel myself changing. That's where I'm at right now. And honestly, family, when I started building this, that wasn't one of the things I expected. Like I wasn't expecting this part to feel this type of way. So here's the message today. The business you build will eventually start rebuilding you. Let that sit for a second. Like process that. Think about that. Think about anything that you've been through when you've been building yourself. You when you went through the storm and how you came out on the other side. Normally, the rebuild starts internally, right? You ever notice that? Maybe it's just me. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok, the whole family. The chat box is open, so don't be a stranger. Show some love. I see you, Linda. I see you, Chuck. I see you, Shonda. I see you, AT. I see you, Chip. I see you, Mila. The whole family here. So here's a promise. Here's a promise. In this episode, I'm going to break down something that I've been noticing while building this business publicly every single day. The process is changing me internally, family. And it's not some dramatic type of way. It's not in like the motivational type of way. It's just in a real subtle way. I'm feeling it. My energy's different. The thing that I respond to, the way I respond is different. So by the end of this, you're going to understand how consistent execution it starts reshaping your identity, why growth changes the way you think and as well as respond. And then what happens when your discipline becomes part of who you are, right? And here's what I had to learn. Family, I'm an open book. So I'm just, if I'm going to build this thing in public, I can't sugarcoat what I'm going through. So I come here and basically you guys become my sounding board where I can just talk to you about the things that I'm going through while I'm building this thing out in public, right? So here's what I had to learn. You don't go through a process like this every single day and then not change, or should I say stay the same. You ever realize that when you stay committed to something, normally the version of you that completed that thing is different from the version of you that actually started that thing. Y'all let me know in the chat box. They're wide open. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. If you're just now joining, today's episode 89. This is probably week 18 of a 52-week build. We're building $1 million business, and we're doing it in public, with your help as well. So we got two big goals this year. Before I finish this, we got two big goals. One is to actually build $1 million brand and do that in 12 months, right? That's the first big goal. So my job is to prove to you basically how we get $1 million here in one calendar year, okay? The second big goal is we're building out a 50,000 member ecosystem inside the newsletter. Why is this so important? Right now, we got over 6,000 plus. We're growing at the 50,000 this year. Let me tell you why that's important for you. If this is your first time here and you're like, dude, you keep talking about the newsletter, you keep talking about the newsletter, you keep talking about the newsletter. Here's where I see a lot of people that they're building their brand, they're building their business, they're scaling, their career, and they get stuck waiting on the algorithm to push out their message for them. You ever seen that before? Maybe you created a piece of content, you created a flyer, you created something live for your business, and then you didn't get any reach that you was hoping to get from that one thing. That's because a lot of us were waiting on the algorithm to validate who we are or to see the potential that we have. And then if you're waiting on the algorithm, man, you could be waiting on that forever because we know the algorithm, they change every 3 or 4 months. That's just part of the plan to keep you spending money. But once you own your audience, family, you start owning your audience, whether it's through a newsletter, a website, a lead generation system, whatever, you start owning your audience. Then as you move, as you rock, as you dip, as you pivot, those people, they move, they rock, they dip, and they pivot with you. So I always want to give you that insight, family. When you're building your brand, start building the way to capture people's information so that they're not surprised when your message pops up in their inbox. They've already been following you. So now when I push out a message, man, I can push out something today. Everybody on my newsletter, you're going to get part of that, right? So it's just I've been building this branding and visibility, $1 million playbook. Dude, the thing is done. It's completely done. I'm just uploading that into my sales funnel because I have to make sure everything is automated, right? And then I'm going to share it with you. But if you're already part of the newsletter, you're going to be one of the first thousands of people that get access to that before I share that with the mass public, right? So that's why you want to sign up for the newsletter. So I got two big goals. We're building $1 million, right? We're building out a 50,000 member ecosystem. Sign up for the newsletter if you haven't signed up for the newsletter. Real talk, real talk. So let me pause really quick because I see people coming in. I see you, Nat. I'm shifting and rebuilding now. I'm excited. I appreciate you, Nat. Nat's on LinkedIn. Y'all may want to get Nat a follow on LinkedIn as well. We got Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. I see you, Gerald. I see you, Seth. I see you, Mai. I see Michael. I see you, Kat. I see you, Neo. I see you, Fire. The whole Jana B just popped in. Jana B building FSP taught me this fast. The fast days don't feel like posting exactly the days of the algorithm notices you. Brand is just discipline with public face. What's one habit that's moved the needle most for you? For me, it's just consistency, showing up every single day, leaning into who I'm becoming, and then being authentically me. So I'll show up just like this, like who I am on camera is actually who I am behind the scenes. Now, I write some dope fire posts and I get tons of love and response. But the way I show up on camera is exactly who I am. I don't stray away from who I am or who I'm becoming. And I also want people to know that, like, be authentically you when you're building your brand, right? And so there's a pattern that, you need to catch, family. When you're building your brand or whatever, at first, you know what? At first, when I started building this thing, you get super focused on the outcomes. And that's, you're supposed to. You're a small business owner. You're an entrepreneur. You're a mid-level professional. You're angling to try to get in that corporate office. You're trying to get to that room. I see you, Erica. Thanks for the love, right? And so you start focusing on the outcomes, which I respect that, right? You start focusing on the money, the growth, the audience, the opportunity. All that is normal. But after a while, family, come on, man. After a while, you'll start noticing something else, that the process, it actually starts affecting you. So you become more disciplined, you become more aware, you become more intentional, you become more focused, you become, really, you're not perfect, but it's noticeably how the change is impacting you. Have you ever realized that? Like the things that the things that used to throw you off, your course, they don't affect you the same anymore. You know how you can get home and you have a conversation with somebody and that conversation goes sideways, and then you used to respond a certain type of way. Now you've grown from those relationships. You don't respond the same anymore. Or you go to work and your boss told you something and it used to piss you off, but now you like, you know what? You've grown from that. Or you start building that thing, your personal business, your personal brand, and the things that used to frustrate you, like creating content or responding to people or collaborating with folks, that used to be one of those things that scared the shit out of you, but now you feel comfortable doing it. Like that's the growth right there that happens when you start building things in public, right? That's growth too. I just want to share that with everybody. That's growth too. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. The whole family's in one place. Don't forget the chat box is open, so don't be a stranger. I'm not going to be a stranger with you. The repetition changes you. The pressure, it changes you. The responsibility, it changes you. And that's part that people don't always talk about. Building something consistently starts shaping your identity. Whether you knew it or not, that's where your identity begins to shape, right? And I always have to get honest with myself. I see you, Zoe. I see you, Sean. I see you, Erica. I see you, my biz too. Thank you. I appreciate the love. Man, I have to get honest with myself, and I'm always getting honest with myself lately, right? I make decisions faster now. I recover from setbacks quicker now. I don't overreact emotionally the same way I did 90 days ago. Like the growth is real. I can feel it. I can feel myself changing. Now I protect my focus differently, right? Like that didn't happen accidentally. That was actually part of the plan. The thing that I prayed for the most when I started building this thing out in public? Y'all about to get me emotional. The thing that I prayed about the most, man, is just change. Sometimes it's all of us. You're out there, you're building something, you're working so freaking hard. And sometimes you just want people to notice the value that you bring to the table. You want them to notice you're different and better steward. The thing that I pray for, I just pray for the health and strength to be able to make the decisions that's going to impact me and lead me in the right directions. That's the only thing that I prayed for. I wasn't praying for money. I wasn't praying for somebody to help me out. I was just praying for a clear mind where I can execute on my vision. That's the only thing that I pray for. And in the process of building this thing out, I appreciate you, Courtney. And in the process of building this thing out, man, my identity is changing. Like who I'm becoming, it wasn't accidental. It was facts. I see you, Rob Dunn, YouTube. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you, family. It came from the repetition, showing up every single day, executing every single day, problem solving every single day. And that process, it built something internally. And honestly, man, if I'm being honest, listen, I think that's one of the most valuable parts of the entire journey, right? It's not just what I'm building externally, it's who I'm becoming while building it. And that hit me hard recently. It really, really did. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. We're building out $1 million business. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining. If you're a returning viewer, you know what I say. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to building $1 million business. The goal here, if you just now tapped in, is to show you how, through me, how you build out $1 million brand and do it in 12 calendar months, right? We kicked this thing off January the 11th, 2026. Here it is. May 14th. 2026. So we're 90 plus days into this, and we've been growing exponentially, slowly, but exponentially. We've been growing, and there's a lot of things that we've been doing. So if you're just now tapping into this, we're on episode 89. There's 88 additional episodes you may have missed. You can find those on my YouTube page, or if you follow me on LinkedIn, underneath my event section, you can find the other 88. I'm putting the finishing touches on my branding and visibility, $1 million playbook. That's to help you build your $1 million system in 12 calendar months. The baby is finished, right? I'm just uploading that into my funnel system so I can be able to share with you. Join the newsletter if you guys haven't joined the newsletter, and you'll be one of the first people to get access to it as well. So listen, I see you in NTG, appreciate you. I see you, Courtney, appreciate you. I see you, Loke813, I appreciate you. I see you, Saya, appreciate you, Catherine, Erica, everybody's here. So when I started building this thing, I was really, man, I was heavily focused on the outcomes. And maybe you're like that too, but when you start building anything, you're always thinking about the end goal. Like, what's the outcome? What's the outcome? Now I'm realizing that this process is actually transforming me. And that's dope. That's a dope thing. So let me show you the shift that I went through. Three shifts that's actually changing me in real time through this build. Number one, you want to trust yourself more. Like, number one, trust yourself more. Execution builds your confidence, right? We understand that. Not motivation, okay? It's execution. A lot of people, they get stuck in fear. And I realize that. I helped a lot of people get past fear. But the biggest thing I'm going to tell you, family, if you want to get past fear, the only thing you got to do is get going. You actually have to create action. The only thing that's going to beat fear today is action, right? Once you start acting on things, you learn from those things, and then the fear slowly starts to dissipate, right? So execution builds your confidence, not motivation. Just proof that the work is starting to pay off, right? And that the small actions that you take or that I take, they're starting to compound. Like, if you guys have been following me on LinkedIn right now, and I'm about to get active on Instagram, but right now I started with LinkedIn, right? And I got LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. I got all of them. But I started actively getting on LinkedIn. And right now, my LinkedIn is blowing up like crazy. It really, really is, right? So everything is starting to compound. Give me a follow if y'all, if you enjoy content like that. Give me a follow. Number two, I respond to pressure differently, right? Pressure used to feel overwhelming sometimes. You ever been like that? You're in a pressure situation, and then it changes you, who you are. You ever been in an argument before? I equate this to this. You ever been in an argument before and you don't like the way or the version of yourself that shows up in that argument, right? Now, the next time you learn from that argument and you get in that same argument again, the way you respond to that same argument, it actually changes. Like, that's how you start to respond differently. So that's number two. You respond differently. Now it feels like pressure is actually just kind of it's part of the process, right? It's like, I expect to receive some type of pressure during this build. Number three. I think longer term now. What does this mean? Like, less emotionally. I'm not trying to emotionally react to everything anymore, because it's easy to do. It's easy to start getting emotional, especially if somebody like you write something, you write a post, or you're doing something for your business, and then you get somebody to slide in your comments and they say some off the wall type of shit that don't even go with the post that you put out there. And you're like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why? And it's so easy to get emotionally upset. I'm trying to let that stuff roll over, at my shoulder now. So less emotionally, less urgency for instant validation, right? More patience. I'm seeing more patience in the work that I'm doing, more perspective on who I'm becoming. And the shift is starting to change everything for me, right? And I stopped seeing discipline as something that I do, and I started seeing it as part of who I'm becoming. Y'all let me know if y'all with me. Y'all know I like to talk. I like to get you in there, but y'all know I like to talk because I feel like what I go through, other people go through as well. So, you guys become my sounding board. I can sit here and talk to you. I can have an honest conversation. I feel like I'm not judged in this circle. I feel like I'm just seen in this environment right here. So if that's the case, y'all just let me know. Just let me know that, hey, you're rocking with me. You understand. It makes sense, whatever. I just want to make sure that I'm not just talking to these two cameras right here. And by the way, if you're a returning viewer, I changed my camera to here, and it used to be over there. So it's got a little bit of a closer view. I kind of like that setup. We'll see how it works. Yvette on LinkedIn. I see you, family. Yvette Jones on LinkedIn. Rob Dunn, YouTube. I see you. We got Ruzgar on Instagram. I got you, Alton. I got you, Des. I got my TikTok family, Laura, Charles, Ron, Steven, Courtney, Erica. I mean, the whole family. You guys have been tapping in like crazy, and I appreciate the love. I'm about to land this thing and get you out of here. I said 20 minutes. Here we are. We're 12:20. So give me a couple of minutes, and I get you guys out of here, right? This is episode 89, probably week 18, week 19 of a 52-week build. We're building out $1 million business. And before I land this, let me give you my call to actions as well. Sign up for the newsletter. I'm growing at the 50,000. I can't do it by myself. Every person that signs up gets me a step closer to that 50,000 goal. The other big goal too is invite other like-minded individuals to these lives. I do these every single day, Monday through Friday, noon Central Standard Time, to 30 minutes or less. And what they're designed to do is give you some insight into what this build is revealing for me. Give you some insight into some of the conversations that I'm having. Give you the insight to some of the people that I'm collaborating with. Give you to the insight into some of the frameworks that I'm using to build out this thing. That's what the whole purpose of this is for. It's not for me to blow up. It's for me to help you become the version that you're trying to become throughout this build. And in the process, I'm learning something about myself. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me, right? So let me land this thing really quick. Here's what this build is reinforcing, okay? Consistency builds momentum, okay? Discipline builds your structure. Your execution builds your results. But your repetition, thank you, JH. I appreciate you tapping in. But your repetition builds your identity. That's it. And I think that's the difference, is what I see. That's the difference between people getting it and people not getting it. That's the difference between people making it and people not making it. That's the difference between people actually getting the promotion and the people not getting the promotion, right? Revealing who you're becoming in that process, okay? That's the difference right there. You're no better, or I'm no better or no different than anybody else is. I just stay committed to myself and to what this is allowing to happen to me while I'm building this out. Listen, some people, they chase outcomes, right? Other people, they allow the process to actually transform them. Some people push back on that. The only thing I pray for is just the transformation. I promise, I'm sitting here today. I was like, God, the only thing that I want is for you to give me the health and the strength to transform who I used to be to who I'm becoming. That's the only thing that I pray for right there, right? And that's where the separation happens. Now I can feel myself changing. And honestly, and if I'm being honest with you, family, that might be the biggest win so far. Family, that's been episode 89. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Again, sign up for the newsletter. Same energy, same time tomorrow, noon Central Standard Time. Appreciate you showing me love. You show me love, I show you love. And then here's the other thing too. Yeah, some of my following bases could be massive depending on the platform. But if you follow me, and I don't care what platform you follow me on, but if you give me a follow and then you go in my DM and you say, hey, Pat, I followed you because I was on one of these lives, I'll follow you back as well. I mean, I get so many requests in my inbox, and that's okay, but I just can't follow everybody unless you're following me. I'll make sure I give you a follow as well. So anyway, family, appreciate y'all. Thanks for showing love. Same energy, same time tomorrow. Let's get it.